Hello and welcome to Let's Dance with Charlotte Elizabeth. That's me. So, this podcast is going to cover everything from dance, health, fitness. I will include how to prepare for your first dance for your wedding or using that kind of scenario for special occasions. There will be planning hen parties and ideas for planning hen parties, but the main focus of this podcast is dance. I am the owner of Feel the Beats UK, and I'm going to get you all moving. So let's get on with the show. Hello, and welcome back to Let's Dance with Charlotte Elizabeth. Today's episode is a bit of a check-in, a bit of a pause, and a bit of a reflection. Now, it might seem a bit odd for episode 6, 7, but it's how I'm feeling. And if you're new here, perfect timing. So I'm not going to give you a tutorial today. I'm not going to give you a bunch of dance tips. It's just a little check-in to go, hey, how are you? Because when I was planning and thinking about what to discuss, I was drawing a blank. I was stuck. And I came to the realization that it was because I'm still working things out. I'm still in the rebuild phase. I'm playing with ideas. I'm seeing what feels fun to me. And I want the podcast to do the same. It's got to feel fun because otherwise, sitting here to talk to myself essentially is really hard. It's really hard to get that motivation to talk to yourself when you have no idea if anyone is actually listening and if anyone actually cares. So, whilst I am doing all that rebuilding, working out the specifics of what it is the business offers, putting that out there, and this podcast being my way of showing my expertise, giving value, giving updates on things that I'm doing, I'm taking a moment to pause, to reflect, and know that it's a journey, and know that this does not have to be a polished, perfect podcast in any way. So if you are new here, you will not know the fact that I started a podcast all about wedding planning, and then earlier this year, kind of around May, decided that I no longer wanted to be a wedding planner and I was going back to my roots and back to dance. And lots of conversations that I've been having recently is the change that people have seen in me, not just the hair color. If you're watching on YouTube, you will see that I'm no longer vibrant red. I've gone a bit more neutral red, less maintenance. I'm re-emerging. I'm becoming the butterfly, for want of a better phrase, that they have seen the change. It's so good. They have seen the spark. You can probably hear it in my voice that my voice has changed. And I want to bring you on my journey. So my podcast, I'm actually thinking I'm probably not going to bring guests unless I feel the need. I want this to be my way of sharing my expertise, my 20 plus years of being a dance teacher. I might have only been running a business for 9 years, but I've been teaching since I was 14. That's a long time. That's a long time. So kind of since I was about 14, 15, I've been doing teaching in some capacity. My dance school when I was growing up. So I did a lot of ballet at one point, and that's what caused my hip injury. If you don't know about the hip injury, go back to the intro episode. And when the ballet teacher was away, I was the one that would be leading the classes. And yeah, I got paid. It was great. I then went to uni. I did some teaching at uni. I did Namibia. I did teaching at Namibia. I went on and did my teaching degree. But up to that point, I had been doing teaching. So teaching was always inevitable in some capacity. So I'm bringing you on my journey of my experience. And that's why these episodes are not just going to be related to my business. So they're not just going to be about the first dance. They're not just going to be about hen parties. They are going to cover things like confidence, health, mindset. That's a whole episode in itself, mindset. a massive journey that I've been on and still on because mindset is an ever-growing development and process. I'm going to be bringing the spiritual side in because I love the spiritual side. I'm, I'm very woo, but I don't really talk about it. So I will be talking about the fact that I follow human design and I am a manifesting generator. And that means I'm meant to do multiple things and it gives me the sparkle and the joy and there. So this podcast is my life as much as it is linked to my business. So it was a reflection to give me a pause to know that it's okay and I don't have to have everything figured out. I can figure it out along the way and I can bring you, the lovely listeners, along the ride with me. So I will also share the different things that I'm up to in business. So probably going to leave it for next week to share the what I'm actually up to because I'm still working it out. So they're going to be real and honest conversations. There'll be check-ins and they're going to grow. And this podcast is going to grow as I grow. But the main focus and the main kind of ethos within the podcast is to get yourself moving, whatever that means for you, whether that's finding your local dance class, whether it's going for a walk in your lunch break or at the end of the day, or getting up early and doing it at the beginning of the day, whether it's going for a swim, whether it's just having a boogie in the kitchen whilst you're cooking tea. I want everyone to get moving and you'll see more why. Stick your teeth in, Charlotte. You'll understand more why on next week's episode. So I'm going to leave you that one. And I'm going to keep them short and sweet. I don't want them to be long because they're not always about me giving expert guidance or tips or things, particularly this week's. So my final thought for you is thank you. Whether you have just joined me or you've been with me from the beginning, even if you've followed me from the wedding planning podcast and you've continued to follow me, I thank you. Because when I get the notification that my views are growing, it means a lot because it means that I'm not just talking to myself, that I'm not insane, but that people want to hear what I've got to say. So it does mean a lot. So when I say at the end of a podcast episode, let me know what you would love to hear on the podcast, I truly, truly mean it. This podcast is not just for me. It is for you, my listeners, my followers, my fans, for if you want to call yourselves that. I want this podcast to be useful. So let me know what you want to hear. If you want guest experts or guest interviews, let me know and I'll certainly arrange them. Like I've got a couple of people that I may do a podcast with, but if not, you'll just get me and that's okay. So I just wanted to thank you. Keep moving and know that it's okay and you don't have to have it all figured out in one go. It is a process. Go and be your awesome butterfly.